This is the opportunity of a lifetime for people that have businesses and brands out there. Email us right now at advertise@hiphopun.com and you will get an opportunity to put your brand right in front of each video that we do. And let me tell you, the prices are crazy affordable. You definitely can afford it. Email us right now, advertise@hiphopun.com. Do not wait. Sir, so man, how you doing? And first, I want to ask you, man. The other day, Coolio, he passed away. Now we don't know how he passed away, but I don't know if you knew him or not. But if you did, let us know. But if not, how do you feel about the tragic passing of Coolio?
I never met Coolio. I didn't know him,
Okay.
but the thing when I seen that, I was like, wow. And I looked at it from a different perspective of just a rapper dying. I looked at the culture, the genre as a whole, and I said to myself, wow, we getting to that point. Like now we're starting to grow older with the culture. Because you remember when rap first came out, rap is only about to turn 50 years old.
Right.
So you think about some of the key players in it, some of the key
Right.
contributors, whether it was the pioneers or people that came out in the 90s, you know what I'm saying? Like Coolio. I don't know if he originated in the 80s, but his prime was in the 90s.
Right.
You know, a lot of guys are starting to get older. And, it happens in every genre, it happens in every walk of life. As we get older, some of us die. It's our health sometimes it's the way the conditions that we lived in. So we're at that stage where we're gonna lose brothers consistently. And it made me think, wow, I seen he was almost 60 years old.
Right.
And I'm like, you know, looking at life, like rap as a whole, at a certain point we lived real hard. Just like certain rockers. A lot of rockers didn't make it. They died young.
Right.
I was talking to a friend recently, and it was like I was talking about like how somebody I know drinks Hennessy every day. And it was like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? I know, but that's just a regular person. Now, if we talk about rap, we probably all know rappers that drink and smoke every day.
Mm-hmm.
So you drink and you smoke every day, right? One another thing that we take for granted, sleep. We have this mentality: we don't sleep, we hustle or stay up. Sleep is one of the most important things that you need. You got to recharge your body. So it's like the way that a lot of rappers live. They drink every day. They smoke every day. Outside a lot. Lack of sleep. We don't eat the right food. I'm saying we just so I'm not pointing fingers at people.
Right.
A lot of times we don't eat correctly either. We might eat fast food every day. So it's like those lifestyles are starting to catch up to some of us. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we see some of our pioneers and they look crazy to us, like their health. It's like, wow, it's sad. And it's like the way that we take care of ourselves is inevitably starting to catch up to us as we start to get older. Now, that's Coolio. What about the people that are older than him? And what about the people that first came into hip hop? Some of those guys are in their 60s now. You know what I'm saying? Nobody in hip hop is 70 years old. So you got guys in their 60s.
Mm-hmm.
So that means in the next 10, next 20 years, we're going to see a lot of decline. We're going to see a lot of unfortunate passing away because we're getting older. The genre is getting older. So a lot of the key figures that was in the game are reaching those ages where, life expectancy at one point was 65 years old. You know what I'm saying? For certain people that live a certain lifestyle. And when you live a better lifestyle, it improves. So there's a lot of brothers that just don't take care of themselves. And there's a lot of brothers that have underlying health issues,
Yes.
and it catches up with us. So now we see it happen to a brother like Coolio, and we're shocked and we're sad because he's a known name. But this happens with all of us, with society as a whole. My man Black Rob, I did not want to see him pass away like that.
Mm-hmm.
That I know Black Rob. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we have to look at each other and we have to try to push ourselves collectively to take care of each other. Like we love each other. We want to take the same way you can put your man onto a new drink. Put him on a new diet. Same way you can put your man onto some new weed, put him onto some new herbal supplements. You know what I'm saying? The same way you say chase the bag. You want to chase something? Chase, run, go jog. Let's go for a walk.
Right.
Let's walk. We got to push ourselves to do better, because this unfortunate thing with Coolio and with other brothers is what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
You know, that's deep, because when you look at just the kind of the overall spectrum of hip hop right now, there's a lot to talk about within hip hop. But as we start seeing some of the older legendary pioneers of hip hop begin to kind of, I don't want to say fade out, begin to eventually move out of the limelight, and we see the new age of hip hop usher in, we see the gap and the distance between it. We've seen a very famous media personality, somebody very connected to hip hop today, say that some of the older genre is dusty and some of the older genre is old. And then we see the violence in hip hop. We got the health and with our elders, and we got the violence with our youth. So as a whole, when you see what the industry is portraying and what the industry is promoting, how do you feel about hip hop from that perspective?
When I see that, I know that's not hip hop at all. I think some of that stuff is, I think some of it is ignorance. And when I mean ignorance, I mean from lack of knowing or for having lack of understanding. I think if the brother who said, the thing about the dusty pioneers and stuff, I know who he is. We all know who he is. I really think he should exercise knowing the full meaning of the word empathy. Empathy, putting yourself in somebody else's shoes. And I think he should fully exercise the word appreciation. So, as one of the elders said, if it wasn't for them, he wouldn't have a platform. He didn't create this platform. He benefited from the prosperity of this platform that was created by those people that paved the way. Some of those people, innovators are often met with resistance. Some of the people that paved the way will never get what the later generations get. I mean, there's baseball players that are garbage that make more than Jackie Robinson ever made in his whole career.
Mm-hmm.
There's basketball players that sit on the bench that are terrible, that made more in one season than Bill Russell made in his entire career. So right now, you are basking in the flavorful juice that came from the fruit of others' labor. So the most you could do is have some fucking respect. So when hip hop first came out, you got to understand it wasn't a lucrative dynamic. It was an escape from something. It's like sometimes some people are stressed out, they'll go smoke, or they'll go have a drink, or they'll go for a walk. Hip hop was keeping people out of the street. You know, when they first made it, one of the most popular slangs in hip hop was, one of the most popular phrases was peace, unity, love, and having fun. That's the four key words that they were saying: peace, unity, love, and having fun. It was trying to keep people out of gangs. It was trying to keep people out of the street. It wasn't monetized. So when the money started coming, a lot of the people that created the lanes, they didn't get to reap the benefits of it because time had went on. But they laid the track. They laid the track down. They laid the track work down for us. So I don't think none of us is ever in a position to diss those that came before us that did something for us. It's kind of like being an ungrateful child to your parents that did everything for you, or people in your family did everything for you, and you don't acknowledge them. So I think that brother needs to do some self-reflecting and understand the difference between an OG like them and him is they made it there. Like, you'll be blessed to make it to that age. And when you make it to that age, will your contribution be so strong that people remember who you are, or will you be a dusty old person?